Just got back from ripping this thing. It was like 60 degrees out today. It's still early March in New Hampshire. Just had to take this thing out, banged some gears, ripped it down the highway, and this thing did everything that it was supposed to do. But if you guys have been on the channel for any amount of time, you know that the way I usually do these kind of project cars is I start with the mechanicals and then move towards the cosmetics. And I think the last video on the dyno has proven that this thing's a ripper. So mechanicals are basically done. Brakes are good, wheels and tires are good, engine is great, transmission shifts smooth, runs and drives awesome. I don't think there's anything that we need to do really. Cosmetic wise, there's a lot, and well, not a lot. It's a very, very clean car, but you guys know I'm kind of picky with paint. And we're gonna start right up here. To recap, this car has been repainted, either the whole thing or parts of it at one point or another. This whole side, for sure, they did a fantastic job. But I think that either once or maybe twice the front bumper was repainted, or maybe it just faded a different color, but you guys can probably see on camera right now, I'm trying to find the right light. Maybe back here is best. The front bumper doesn't perfectly match the fender. That's part of it. The bigger part is this. Big spider cracking, chipping, all through up here. I don't know if the bumper got pressed in at one point, but long story short, the front bumper needs resprayed. I remember a bunch of you commented when I was taping off the fenders to do all of this beautiful engine work in here. They were like, you forgot to tape off the front bumper, and well, it's because I knew I needed to repaint it. This plate cover is a separate piece, and someone put like a black decal on there. Not a huge fan of that, so I think I'm gonna peel this off and get it ready. You guys also know that I like to do a lot of my paint work with my buddy Ben, who's about an hour and a half south, and I don't know if we're gonna do that this time because A, I think he's traveling right now, and B, I just don't have the time right now to go down there for a day or two and do all the prep and paint work that's required to do this bumper. So I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna take it to a local guy. I've never used him before. He's actually a friend of my buddy Scott, who's gonna be knocking out some dents on this thing later. And he does it out of his race trailer or something. Has like a full spray booth in his race trailer. So we'll see how it works out this time. But first step is get this thing off, get all the lights out of it, and then probably bring it outside and wash it so that it's nice and clean for the body guys. So let's get right to work. Oh, we're in trouble now. Good morning, it is the next day. Took advantage of the spring-like weather yesterday. Got the bumper outside, degreased it, washed it down, scrubbed it really good inside and out so it's as clean as possible, ready for the spray booth or at least to be body worked. Whenever you're doing body work in general, you want it clean, get all the dirt, 20 years of dirt out of all the nooks and crannies. Just one less piece of dust that can get blown in when you're spraying on the base coat or clear coat. And your body guy will thank you for it. All the lights are out, side markers. Had a little bit of trouble getting the plate cover off and also discovered it's cracked all the way through here. So I drilled a hole there and there to at least stop it from propagating up here and or up here. Nicked it with the drill bit a little bit, but it doesn't matter because it's getting painted and you can't see there anyways. Had a little bit of trouble getting the plate cover off. This screw was completely rounded out, so I had to use a left-hand drill bit, drill the head off, and then was able to get it out. You can see we've got some paint cracking and peeling here as well. Other than that though, gonna be hopefully your pretty typical respray, a little bit of rash on the bottom part. You get that with basically any low sports car. Other than that, this appears to be an original bumper cover in great shape. Here's the plate cover. Got that awful, really old, really dried on vinyl sticker off the Phoenix there. It reminded me of the Mach 1 where the stripe was just completely baked on. This was exactly the same, just on a much smaller scale. Even removed a little bit of the clear coat. Did some damage when removing it, so it's a good thing we're repainting anyways. Tried to use my little 3M rubber wheel. Haven't used that in like years. And it just immediately damaged the plastic. Anyways, this thing's gonna need some sanding and probably some primer before it needs another base coat anyways, so not the end of the world. But yeah, once it's all painted up, this thing kind of just slides in there, then a couple hidden screws, and we should be good to go, but I will not be putting another vinyl sticker on here. But yeah, let's get this stuff loaded up, drive up to some guy's house that I've never met before, and hopefully get this thing painted and not end up on Dateline. Guy's got a whole dang body shop in that trailer. Impressive. looking straight, nice and flat. Well, we got some stuff done today, including dropping the bumper off. Guy's name is Pierre. Super nice guy. He's got that massive fifth wheeler gooseneck trailer there, and I didn't go inside. Maybe when I pick it up, we'll go inside and check it out. But apparently he's got like a whole booth in there, ventilation, everything. And he's going to take care of that bumper. So hopefully it comes out good. In the meantime, my buddy Scott from Seacoast Dent Repair came by and knocked out a few dents on this quarter panel, which required me to take some stuff apart, backed it in so we had good access to this driver's side quarter panel. Started off with this interior panel, came out pretty easy, good access through that speaker hole there to get, I think we had like 4 dents right here. I only saw 3, but Scott saw 4. He's been doing this a long time. There was like 2 very obvious ones right here, and then like 1 or 2 up here that he got. So those are all sorted. And then this is the one that is most obvious. This was a good sized dent to the point, obviously, that it chipped the paint. Got rid of the dent, so now I'm going to have to touch this up, probably wet sand it and buff it. And it's obviously not going to be perfect, but it will look pretty darn good for, compared to how it used to be. The one that we couldn't get out is a little bit harder to see, but it's right there where that scratch is, which we'll buff, but there's a little bit of a crease there. Hard to see on camera, but, I think you guys can see it. The problem is there's no access to it. I removed the gas door, as you can see, but there's like a wall right here. There's no way to get a tool in here to pull that out. And unfortunately, the metal is really, really strong here where it's at this seam. There's 2 pieces of metal, an inner and an outer wheel, the wheel tub basically, and then the quarter panel itself. So Scott wasn't sure if, gluing and pulling would work. So I think the only way to fix that is going to be, body work or welding, and then a slide hammer, which is beyond the scope of what I'd like to do. If I didn't tell you it was there, you probably wouldn't even notice. And we got the big dents out, and this quarter panel's looking fantastic now. Pulled the driver's side taillight because I wasn't sure if we would have good access here, which we don't. And I also didn't know that there's a gaping hole right there that gave us perfect access to this one right here. So we'll get all this back together, no biggie. And still up in the air is what I'm going to do with this taillight. I can find a new one, or a good used one on eBay. Still don't know what happened to this thing. But I was kind of debating, what do I have to lose? Like scuffing this thing down, hitting it with some adhesion promoter, and then just re-clearing it to fill in these things and see what it looks like. So that's still on the table. We'll see if I can find a good price on a used one, but man, they are expensive. So as of right now, I think what I'd like to do is get the interior back together, clean up a little bit, and we'll just see what's next on the list while we wait for this bumper to come back. I've been meaning to peel this off. I already got the passenger side mostly done, but we'll get to that. Anyways, interior's all back together. Taillight is back in for now. Nice and tidy back here. We still got to give this a wipe down and detail, but we'll do that when we're ready for a final detail. Panel's back in right there, pretty easy. Now you're probably wondering, why did I take the driver's seat back out? If you remember, we had it out, I think in the second video on this car, to do the door panel, or no, that was to pull the alarm out. Just had it loosely bolted back in because I want to see if I can do something about this bolster. As you can see on the inside of the driver's side seat, this is, I think, what the bolster is supposed to look like. The Trans Am seats are actually pretty supportive. They're like more supportive than the stock C6 seats, which is saying something. They got a ton of bolster here, but if you guys have owned a sports car before, you know that the two areas that are going to wear are here and here, and that's pretty much regardless of make and model. Just when you're getting down into a low car, a lot of guys tend to just kind of plop down on this, and after thousands of times of that, or they grab here. Don't do this, by the way. Don't grab here when you're getting out of your sports car. That's, you know, put your hand on the ground or the sill plate or something and pivot your body over the seat so that this doesn't happen. I want to see if I can fix the foam here. So what I did was, if you guys remember when I first bought this car, the previous owner or someone before him put a battery in the back seat here. And obviously it leaked and destroyed the rear seat. Well, I saved it because I had this thought. What if we take this seat cover off and sacrifice some of the foam from this one that is otherwise destined for landfill and see if we can kind of build this up again and get this bolster, you know, approximately back to where it should be using some contact adhesive and whatever else I can find. I've never done anything like this before, but I figure it's literally not going to cost anything but some time. And we're waiting for the front bumper to come back anyways, so I think now's as good a time as ever. So I think what I'm going to do is try and blow this seat apart. I just did the interior on the Lightning a few months ago. I'm going to guess that there's a bolt over here, and this kind of hooks in here, and we can hopefully completely separate the top and then figure out a way to get this off. And on this one, we can remove the leather, and we don't have to be careful because it's junk. And we'll figure out the best way to build this up and see what happens, and we'll see if the die that I got for the Cobra is anywhere close, and we'll see if we can maybe re-dye this too and repair that. So bring some life back into this driver's seat while it's out. No balls. Big upholstery guy. No, just kidding. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I was able to basically rebuild the bolster on this side. It looks pretty symmetrical to me, and it didn't cost us anything. Here's the scrapyard right here and pretty much everywhere. Got the whole seat apart, blown all apart from the back to the seat bottom. Got the tracks separated from the pan, and then got the seat cover off. Then took apart the old Camaro back seat, or Trans Am back seat rather. Well, actually they're the same, but, and then basically just cut off this entire bolster in the back seat, and got to work shaving it down, fitting it, you know, molding it, trying to make it look as much as I could like the bolster over here, which is in pretty much perfect shape, because this is the one that you don't, you know, have to go over to get out of the car. And got that to where I wanted it. Used this 3M spray adhesive that I've literally had since I think 2011. Glued that on, and then was reading online that sometimes you can use the neoprene, which is already on the bottom of that seat cover, and that can help kind of like smooth out any imperfections that you might have. Also got the steamer out because there was some people online that said if your foam is like compressed, you basically steam it and it like rejuvenates it, but it didn't really work on this side. I think the foam was just basically tired. So we got some new foam in there, or newer foam, some neoprene stuff over the top to kind of smooth it out. So now the question is, does this even work? Can I even get the seat cover back on top of it? And you know, is it gonna look halfway decent? I can't imagine it looking worse than it did, but I've been wrong before. Also got the Firebird emblem or sticker off. Actually, I guess you can still see a little bit of an outline, but I think if we come over this with some cleaner, that'll come off, and condition the leather, should be good to go. Just while I have the steamer out. So yeah, now let's, I'm just waiting for this to dry a little bit, then let's reverse removal here. See if we can get the seat cover on, reassemble everything, give the car, or this side anyways, a good vacuum, get the seat back in. I have no idea if this is gonna work. We're just winging it, but let's do it. We just went from looking like a 120,000 mile bolster to a 20,000 mile bolster. What a transformation for literally $0. Like I said, I've never attempted anything like that before. I just figured maybe I could throw some foam in there from the seat that was gonna go in the dumpster anyways, and turned out awesome. There's a couple little wrinkles here, but I'd be willing to bet that these settle out with time and maybe a little bit of time in the sun. If I want, I've actually been soaking this in leather conditioner, just condition the whole seat. Looks great, but I mean, that's totally normal for a 23, 24-year-old car with 60,000 miles. Like I said, I bet you this could pass for 20,000 miles. So well worth the hour or two of time to take this thing apart. Slap some foam in there, and you know, now we got some bolster back on our left thigh there. So this seat is basically mint. The only thing that's not is this right here, and I really don't know if there's much I can do about that. I think that it's like bonded to the back here. I think this is fairly common too, but I've conditioned all this, so hopefully that doesn't get any worse. Luckily, the way these cars are set up, you know, with the seat lean back, that's mostly hidden by the pillar here when you get in the car. But overall, I mean, the sagging bolster really bothered me a lot more. It looked pretty terrible. Now it looks a lot better and is gonna, you know, feel a lot better for the driver. So the complete interior detail is gonna be in a later video, but let's once again give this just a quick vacuum right under the seat while we're right here, get the seat back in, and I don't know, glance at the whiteboard, see where else this video takes us while we wait for that bumper. Do not over torque. Roger. Torque to spec. Man, you have got to love the free mods. Just relocated the cruise control assembly from right here, tucked it right up behind, man, you can't even see it, right up behind the PCM there. Been talking about this for a couple videos, but the cruise control wire is basically crossed over the intake right to the module right here and really kind of cluttered up this area. So this is a modification that was popular back when I had my first F-body in like the late 2000s, early 2010s, was relocating the cruise control module. So I looked it up. Not that you really need a how-to how to do it, but yeah, I mean, you basically just tuck it up behind the PCM, which is wedged in there as is, and then just extend the wiring. Of course, I did it nice and clean, loomed it, zip tied it, follows the factory wiring. If you didn't know, you'd never know that it didn't come from the factory like this. This thing is wedged in there so tight that, you know, I mean, maybe you could build a bracket, but I just used a couple zip ties. I think that's what guys used to do back in the day too. And just as I say when I'm strapping a vehicle down, that's not going anywhere. And look how much it cleaned up this area. That's awesome. But again, just looks so much better. This is, if I do say so myself, one clean 4th gen F-body engine bay. Very little clutter, smooth valve covers, painted intake. The fuel rails look great. Those Cobra injectors look, everything looks really nice. And we still have to give this thing a final clean. It's still quite dirty. And when we give this thing its final wipe down, man, it is going to be insane. I can't wait. Oh, there goes the socket. There goes another one way under the C8. But I can't wait to show the before and after of this engine bay. It's going to be wild. Also got the driver's seat back in. Man, look at that. Again, it looks like a 20,000 mile seat. That's awesome. 2 free mods right in a row, back to back, that really have made a change in this thing. And the only thing it cost me was a little bit of time. But yeah, right now I'm kind of dead in the water until I get that bumper back. So I guess I'll see you guys when we go to pick that thing up. All right, it is about a week later. The bumper is back. I think he just painted it yesterday or the day before, and it looks like it came out fantastic. Plate cover, good to go. Repaired the little bit of damage that I inflicted there using my little wheel. Seems really, really nice. Good to go there. Bumper itself, if you recall, I think this whole area needed repair. There's a bunch of stress cracking right here, and kind of spidered all the way over to here, so that obviously had to be sanded down. And then, you know, I'm assuming he added color everywhere and then cleared the whole thing, but typical way you do this is if the only area that needed repair here is you'd not have as much color down there and then clear the whole thing. But again, I don't really know this guy and was not with him when he painted it, so I don't really know what he did, but it looks great. Minimal nibs of dirt or anything. I think anything like that you see is probably an older rock chip, but they're You know, there's really not too many of them, just defects that were in the bumper. And I think some of this stuff would easily buff out when we buff this thing. But, you know, just as a testament to me who paints outside, and I get some nibs of dirt, proof that in a booth, or, you know, booth, this guy's in his trailer, but had like ventilation and filters and everything, you still get nibs of dirt once in a while. But yeah, I'd love to get this thing back on the car. We're gonna be really careful. Probably gonna painter's tape up the ends or the edges of the fender there, just so we don't scratch it when we put it back on. But we need to flip the car around. It's still kind of backed in here from when we were doing the PDR. So I gotta move this out, flip the car around, and let's get this thing on the car. Also, picked up some goodies last weekend while I was, you know, perusing Marketplace. And we'll talk about those a little later. But for now, let's reassemble this front end. Disconnected the battery. Classic mistake. Man, I meant to show you guys this before I washed this thing down, and it got worse since the painter did the prep, but this sticker, man, I wish I had some B-roll footage from it before, but it used to say December of 2000 on the sticker right here. It said bright red, had the paint code. I don't know, I just love seeing dates on stickers like that survived for 25 years behind this bracket here, this plate cover. So, pretty cool. Also, forgot to mention that because I drilled the crack here and here so that it wouldn't propagate anymore, the painter opted not to repair it because I told him that I'm going to be running this plate cover all the time anyways. I don't think this car is ever going to have a front plate on it. And even if it did, the plate would cover the crack. And he said that he could spend all day repairing it and charge me more, but these old, like, urethane bumpers tend to not respond well to the repairs, and they always come back, and I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Should he have repaired this crack behind the license plate? I guess we always could in the future, but again, it shouldn't get any worse. As long as no one hits another shopping cart in the parking lot, which is something low impact is what caused that stress cracking here to begin with, and probably caused this crack as well. As long as that doesn't happen again, this should stay mint for as long as it doesn't come into contact with another object. All right, let's get it on the car. Just like that, the car is all back together. Front bumper is back on. Our aggressive 98 to 02 WS6 front end is complete once again. No more spider cracking, just nothing but a nice smooth finish. It's hard to tell how good the match is gonna be right now. This paint is God knows how old and in serious need of a buff, so it almost looks lighter than what we have down here in certain lighting. You know, in others it looks fine. In other ones it almost looks a little bit darker. I'm not sure, but I mean, the hood even looks like, you know, we didn't paint either of these and the hood looks lighter in this, but I think that's just because it's filthy and it really needs a buff. This car has never been washed under my ownership, so the car is filthy and needing a buff, and then you've got brand new fresh paint right here. So we'll buff the whole thing and it should look incredible. Really, really excited for that. But once again, it is super late. I am absolutely beat, and I think I'm gonna call it for this one. We got more aftermarket goodies. We got everyone's favorite paint correction. Should be an incredible transformation on this car. This thing is gonna pop so hard. There's oxidation, swirls, hazing, you know, you name it. So once we get this GM bright red shining on those chrome C6 Z06 wheels, it is gonna be a spectacle. Tons more stuff coming, but I'm gonna go edit this video and then go to bed. Catch you guys later.